crafty people. In this video, we're going to be talking about abbreviation M, which stands for marker. Markers can be anything. There's a lot of different markers on the market. The biggest differences between them is that some do not open, they're circular, they don't open. And so these kinds of markers, you just slide onto your needle and they will indicate where you gotta make certain things happen. Like, for instance, I'll start increasing at the stitch. Or you perhaps might want to like make a bobble in that space. Whatever the instructions are, they're just there to help you indicate where certain things should happen without having to count all the stitches all the time, every row counting. Perhaps you have hundreds of stitches on your needles. You don't want to be counting those. And then there's markers that open. Now these obviously they close. There's numerous kinds of the ones that open and close. So you can use them on your needle like the markers that don't open and close. But these ones you can also use as a marker on your piece of knitting as well. So for instance, you want to see how many inches, centimeters you can knit in like an hour. You'd put a marker onto your stitch, continue knitting, and then measure the progress. I sell these ring markers that are stretchy. They'll fit any finger, and I find that useful because if I'm knitting and I'm counting the stitches and I come to a place where I'm gonna put a marker, I don't have to look around for it. I just use my needle, slide it off my finger, and carry on. Now you can use anything at hand as a marker. You can use a piece of scrap yarn. You could use a bobby pin as a marker that would indicate a stitch progress. Anything at hand that fits your needle is great. The one thing I would say about markers is if they're thicker, you might find some laddering in your work. So it will look like a space between stitches. So these beaded ones are great because the yarn can just slide between them and there's really no space. Obviously scrap yarn is wonderful because it's squishy, so it doesn't create that space. So yeah, markers, super useful tools, but you don't need to spend a bunch of money on them. You can make your own. You can use whatever is available at hand, or you can support me and buy some of these marker rings from my website. Anyways, so that is M marker.